Happy Sunday. Let's all stand up and make a joyful noise.
Yes.
Get this energy going, guys.
Good morning. We have come together as a family. We have come here as we are. We have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love.
Here we go.
Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Come on, y'all.
Raise the room with shouts of praise.
Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place.
Raise the room with shouts of praise.
Spirit is in this place.
Raise the room with shouts of praise.
Spirit is in this place.
Good morning, good morning. My name's Todd Maznicki, and Spirit is in this place, and I see all of you in this place as well, and it's so nice to see whether you're here in person with us or joining us on Facebook Live, YouTube, or our very own CSLFTL.org. We're so honored that you're here, especially after a hot, warm, humid, sunny Pride yesterday. So if you were there yesterday, especially marching for CSL, give yourselves a round of applause. I saw you all. If this is your first time and you're here with us in the sanctuary, we have a special gift for you. Our ushers will be coming down the aisle to give you a little gift bag with a pair of mala beads that you can use to enhance your spiritual or prayer or meditation practice, or wear as a piece of jewelry to remind yourself of the perfect spiritual being that you are. So there'll also be a card in there for you to complete and fill out and hand in the offering basket at the end so you can get our monthly e-newsletter. So if it is your first time, please raise your hand or stand so our ushers can give you our gift, and also receive this warm CSL round of applause to welcome you to. Welcome. If it's your first time online, please let us know on Facebook in the comment box it's your first time, and remember to go to CSLFTL.org, and you can register there to receive our monthly e-newsletter as well. Remember to also like us on Facebook, share us with your friends on Facebook, and you can follow us on Instagram as well to find out everything that's going on at CSL and how we're here for you 24/7. We do have an intention statement here at CSL Fort Lauderdale that says who we are and how we intend to show up in the world. So if you would all please stand and say it with me. Afterwards, please greet your neighbor with a hello or a namaste, and also remember some people are practicing some safe social distancing. So CSL, who are we? We are a loving and diverse spiritual community dedicated to personal growth, healing, and service. Thank you, and enjoy the service.
Thank you for joining us online for our Sunday celebration. We truly love our online community. Very soon, we're launching something very special. It is called the CSL After Party. On Zoom, you can join us to continue the conversation of any downloads or insights you may have had. Hey, stay tuned all the way through to the end of the service so you can hear the announcements, what's going on here at CSL, and ways you can stay connected with us right where you are. Listen, we're so grateful for you. We love you, and we're so excited you are a part of our family. So continue to enjoy the service, and we'll chat soon. Peace.
Once again, good morning, CSL family. Happy Father's Day, along with Happy Pride. And we're also celebrating Juneteenth. A lot of things to celebrate today. 3 feet tall and full of questions. You must have thought I was the smartest man alive. I didn't have all the answers to every little how and where and why. Like, Daddy, why's the sky so blue today? Does someone really hear me when I pray? When I grow up, will I be just like you? Will I be tall and strong and brave? There is no power on earth like a father's love, so big and so strong, like a father's love. A promise that's sacred, a promise from heaven above. No matter where you go, always know you can depend on a father's love, especially when it's cold, especially when you're lonely, when your little heart's just trying to find its way. I know the world is always changing, but remember, son, some things never change. Even when my life on earth is through, there will still be a part of me in you. 'Cause some things are forever, nothing's ever gonna take my love from you. There is no power on earth like a father's love, so big and so strong, like a father's love. A promise that's sacred, a promise from heaven above. Did I hug enough? Did I care enough when you most needed me? Was I there enough? Enough to make you feel the power of your father's love.
Happy Father's Day, happy Juneteenth, happy Pride, happy, 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 happy. Trying not to cry today because I am Reverend Skip, your senior minister here at CSL. Oh my goodness. This journey has been magnificent. It has created this person in me that I didn't even know I wanted to be. And when I was in ministerial school with Reverend Tina, I was the person going, I'm not going to be in a pulpit. I'm going to travel the world, sell my books. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And finally, there was a point of surrender. And today is the day of surrender. I'm going to get out of the way and let God do what God does as me. So I'm grateful and thank you. Thank you for your love. So here at CSL, we have 7 core values that we live by and we stand in. And they are love, healing, oneness, abundance, spiritual growth, sacred service, diversity, and inclusivity. And today we're going to focus in on healing, and I'm going to bring up my friend and my fellow brother in shine, I call him brother in shine, Juan Carlos, to come up and talk about healing.
Good morning, CSL. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there and all the fathers who are streaming online. I'm grateful for this opportunity to speak to you today about healing and what I've learned about healing. And when I was young, I thought I was my body. That's who I am. And so I thought very much that healing was physical. That's all that it was about. That's all it entailed. If I got an injury or an illness or a disease, I would go to a doctor or an authority outside of myself to fix me or to heal me. I've always been an athlete, and when I went to college, I studied physical education, got a bachelor's in phys ed. So I very much learned the healing benefits of exercise and stretching, drinking lots of water, having a good diet. But I was still thinking at that point that healing was just about my body. And years later, when I began my spiritual journey, I started to open my eyes a little wider and learn about spirit and God. Started to study and practice spirituality, spiritual principles and practices, meditation, yoga, prayer. And I started to learn that we're whole beings. And there's a lot of different aspects of our life, but they're all connected together. And we're one with all of life. We're one with the planet Earth. We're one with God. We're one with spirit. And healing is not only physical. Healing includes all the aspects of our being, including our mental health, our emotional health, our physical health, our material possessions, and our spiritual consciousness about who we are and what we are. We are spiritual beings made in the image and likeness of God. And there's a saying that nothing needs to be healed, that only the truth needs to be revealed. So what is the truth? Ernest Holmes says in Science of Mind, pretty much throughout the book, perfect God, perfect man or woman, perfect being. So we're already made perfect. As above, so below. God's nature is our nature. We're one with God. And healing is very much a part of who we are. We're born, we come with the ability to heal. Our body has its own natural ability, intelligence to heal itself of anything. And all we need to do is get out of the way. We see this perfection in the body. We see this perfection in nature. When we were on lockdown, the rivers were automatically cleaning themselves up. The forest has its own ability to heal itself as well. So this is a part of our natural, innate ability, our healing. It's part of the truth of who we are. But the question is, are we living in alignment with this truth? Healing for me now is coming into alignment with the truth of our being. And how do we do that? I already mentioned spiritual study and practice, and the good news is you're in the perfect place for this, because what we learn here in New Thought is all about coming into alignment with the truth of who we are as spiritual beings, not just physical beings. And through spiritual principle and spiritual practices, meditation, prayer, sacred service, spiritual community, we expand in our knowledge of who and what we are and what our abilities are, what our gifts and talents are, and we're empowered to heal every area of our life, including our relationships, our finances, and yes, our body as well. And as we practice and move forward, we heal ourselves individually, and we empower others to heal themselves also. So we heal collectively, and ultimately we get to heal the world together. Right? So in closing, I'm just going to leave you with a quote from Ernest Holmes from Science of Mind on page 212. Pretty much sums up what I just said. Healing is not creating a perfect idea or a perfect body. It is in revealing an idea which is already perfect. Healing is not a process, it is a revelation. Thank you.
Yeah. When I was just a kid, everything I did was to be like him. Under my skin, my father always thought if I was strong and fought, not like some albatross, I'd begin to fit in. Look at me, powerless, and holding my breath, trying hard to repress what scared him to death. It was not that easy to be his type of man, to breathe freely was not in his plan. And the best part of me is what he wouldn't see. I'm not my father's son. I'm not the image of what he dreamed of, with the strength of Sparta and the patience of Job. Still couldn't be the one to echo what he'd done and mirror what was not in me. So I jumped in my dreams and I found an escape. Maybe I went to extremes of leather and lace, but the world seemed brighter 6 inches off the ground, and the air seemed lighter. I was profound, and I felt so proud. just to live out loud. I'm not my father's son. I'm not the image of what he dreamed of, with the strength of Sparta and the patience of Job. Still couldn't be the one to echo what he'd done and mirror what was not in me. The endless story of expectations swirling inside my mind wore me down. I came to the realization, and I finally turned around to see that I could just be me. I'm not my father's son. I'm not the image of what he dreamed of, with the strength of Sparta and the patience of Job. Still couldn't be the one to echo what he'd done and mirror what was not in me. In me.
Yeah. Wow. Woo. That's from Kinky Boots, right? Where are your boots? Next time I want to see you in some boots. So I want to recognize our fathers in the house. Would all the fathers please stand up? Stand up. All the fathers. Yes. Yes. And stay standing, stay standing. And I want to bring up any godfathers in the house. If you're a goddaddy, stand up. Stand up. Goddaddies, yes, stand up. Now, hold on. We're not done. Stand up, stand up. We're not done yet. We're all the mamas that had to be daddies, because my mama had to be my daddy as well. So let's rise up, mamas. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There are many ways fathers show up. Thank you, everyone. This is many ways fathers show up, and it's such a beautiful way that we get to celebrate this. And I also want to bring to knowledge, not everyone had a great relationship with their fathers. I was one of them, but it was healed. And it's no coincidence that we're talking about healing today, because I had to do a deep healing with the love of my father. And he's since made his transition to life after life, but I had to do the work. So I invite you, if you're holding on to something with your father, please go through the healing. We also had an amazing Pride yesterday. Yeah. We're going to share a little bit of what we did yesterday. Jerry, can you show the slideshow? Look at that. Look at that. It was one of my favorite prides, yes. So much love. There was also another group that was in Tampa for their pride that represented CSL there. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. Yeah. That's how our look on the faces were like that all day long. It's like, ah! It was great. What a wonderful, wonderful day. Yeah. So, one of the things I know about pride, it's one of the things that we get to recognize who and what we are. We get to give thanks for that. We get to celebrate who and what we are. And yesterday, we had so many rainbows. There was so much color, and I was told that next year we need to have white shirts instead of the black shirts because we're all sweating. I also heard halfway through, we were like, can we have a float next year, Rev Skip? I was like, yeah, we can. And Antonio was walking with us, and I was like, Antonio, you're going to be singing on the float, and you're going to be on the float next year with us. Yeah, next year's coming. It's the beginning of something phenomenal, but I want to bring to light Maya and Maria, who's not here today, because it was, seriously, I want to say that I had this vision. I came to Maria. Maria said, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to take care of all this. Here's the T-shirts, and we're going to bring Maya in. When I tried to jump into it, Maria was like, Skip, we got to remove you out the equation. Let us do our job. Because that's what happens when you try to orchestrate it, you try to do it. I had to let go and let God, and it was something phenomenal that showed up. Thank you, Maya, and thank you, Maria. Thank you so much. So many of you have asked me, may it be a text or on Facebook or even coming in straight to me saying, what is this Juneteenth thing? And trust, a lot of people did not know until recent what Juneteenth is. Today is Juneteenth. So we have a video for you. Want to play that, Jerry?
Juneteenth, short for June 19th, is the day commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. It's a holiday that has been celebrated since 1866 and represents a critical turning point in American history. Open up a classroom history book, and the author might say that slavery ended on January 1st, 1863. The day when President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, it established that all enslaved people in the Confederate States in the rebellion against the Union shall be then, thenceforth, and forever free. Of course, the proclamation stated this, but it did not instantly free any enslaved people. It would take another 2 years for slavery to end in the United States. In Texas, slavery continued uninterrupted during the Civil War. The state wasn't involved in large-scale battles, and there wasn't a real presence of Union troops. 2 months after the war came to a close, U.S. General Gordon Granger arrived on Texas soil and read General Order Number 3. The people of Texas are informed that, in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. Granger's arrival marked the freedom for 250,000 enslaved people in the state. Although emancipation didn't happen overnight, celebrations broke out among newly freed black people. Juneteenth was born. The following year, freed people in Texas organized the first of what became the annual celebration of Jubilee Day on June 19th. The holiday wasn't widely celebrated across the country, but the traditions continued to grow over the next several decades. By 1979, Texas became the first state to make Juneteenth an official holiday. Finally, in June 2021, Congress passed a resolution establishing Juneteenth as a national holiday.
And now we take you live to the East Room of the White House, where President Biden is going to sign the law making Juneteenth a national holiday.
Juneteenth marks a date of major significance in American history. It's the longest tradition of celebrating the emancipation of thousands of enslaved people who forcibly worked and lived in inhumane conditions. The 2-year march from when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed to the arrival of troops in Texas as a metaphor for the many ways in which freedoms for Black people have been delayed in this country. Today, the holiday is a way to acknowledge past faults, help heal current divisions, and move toward a future of a more perfect union.
And this is why we celebrate Juneteenth. It's very important that we look at this road to freedom, and what we talk about from this pulpit is spiritual freedom. And what Juneteenth represents for me is that there are many reasons why we don't know what the reason why that Texas didn't get the news until 2.5 years later, but it was still resilient. They did not give up. And when freedom actually, and we're still working on freedom today, it's not quite there, but when it reached there, it was a time of celebration. And that's what I do know, that we're here to celebrate that today. All this is coming into something that I'm very, very aware of. I'm celebrating my Blackness. I'm celebrating my gayness. I'm not a father, but I've been called daddy once or twice. It's once or twice. But this is a representation of something that I've been studying for the last year. It's called intersectionality. And intersectionality is a framework for understanding social and political identities that combine in different ways that can be a mode of discrimination or privilege. It's multiple factors that we study in intersectionality, and the multiple factors are gender, it's caste. If you do know what the caste system means, it's a colorization where you're based on the color of your skin. And I remember my mother went to Alabama State University, where she helped to start the boycott for the bus boycott in the civil rights movement. And I remember her telling me these stories that they used to have what they used to call paper bag parties. That if you were darker than the paper bag, you were not allowed to go into the parties. I know, yeah. And so my mother was light-skinned and she got into all the parties. She was a very beautiful woman. And me, I would not have been able to go to those parties. So that's a form of caste. Sex, race, class, sexuality, region, where you live, disabilities, weight, physical appearance. All this is a cross-layering and bridging that comes together that holds people back in a place of empowerment or oppression. Now, empowerment and oppression comes from what you believe about yourself. And trust, when I began this journey of understanding who I was not proud of being Black, and I was not proud of being gay. I wanted to hide it. I wanted to be something different. Today, I celebrate my Black gayness. It is so fabulous, and I celebrate myself. It took a long journey to get there, but it was a journey of self-love. But every time that we look at someone purely by their identity, it begins to divide and destroy us as a people. Here's what I do know, and here's what I do believe. We are spiritual beings first. And that is what connects us. We're spiritual beings, and we're having this human incarnation. The human incarnation allows us to put on this covering. It allows me to wear my tattoos and be very, very Black and be very gay or whatever it is that you're wearing on the outside, but the inside is spirit. We are a unique emanation of love. We are all love. Period. We are created to celebrate diversity, but listen to this. We are also here to embrace inclusivity. And that is why in our core values, I am adding on in diversity and inclusivity, because diversity means difference. It means a variant. But inclusivity means that you're welcome to my table. We'll sit, we will eat. I don't care what you believe. I'm connecting with you because we are one. We're reading a great book this month, and this great book that we're reading, which I love, it's Book of the Soul by Mark Nepo. I want you to listen to this. He writes, "Each of us is born with the filament of being, which goes by many names. Essentially, under all our angst and stress, there is a pilot light of spirit that we steward while here. Despite all the things that we break, our filaments of being innately wants to join. In this way, we're born to complete each other, each of us arriving with an inclination, a yearning for other life. This is a form of spiritual pollination, an inadvertently way that we long for the nectar of others and leave traces of spirit we steward wherever we love. Can you imagine this? I mean, have you ever seen when a bee wants to pollinate with a flower? And these are two apparently different species, but they come together in a place where they were meant to be. And if you can see the pollination, you can see little flurries of what they leave, the trace. We're like that as well. Walking down that boulevard, yesterday we had traces of rainbows and people just clapping for us. We were leaving elements of love everywhere. It was so incredibly powerful. When we look at who we are as spirit, the spirit wants to do three things. The spirit wants to love. The spirit wants to join in love. The spirit wants to be free to love. And the spirit wants to receive love. When I began my journey of personal training, I had a client to come in, a black man. He was a Christian minister. He was also gay. And he walked in, and we started training, and one day I noticed he had these marks on his arms, these hives, and he was dealing with neck problems he was dealing with. And I said to him, "What's going on?" He says, "I'm under a lot of stress." I said, "What kind of stress are you under?" He said, "I don't want my wife and kids to know that I'm gay, and I don't want my church to know." So he was seeing me week after week, and these hives were getting worse, and his condition was getting worse. And I wasn't in ministerial school yet. I wasn't even a practitioner, but we just had a great relationship. And I said to him, I heard Spirit say, and I said to him, once you release this fear of hiding, I guarantee you your body is going to shift. Lo and behold, he was outed. He was cast out by his community. His wife said, "I'm going to stick with you." And they, of course, split, and they are co-parenting, and his body shifted. He was allowed to love the way he loved. And that was the initial change of his life. He went on to be a therapist, and he's a therapist today. He went on to help kids who were contemplating suicide because of their LGBT status and their LGBT life. See, when we find that freedom to love, miracles will happen. Miracles will happen. We will shift this planet by being free to acknowledge who and what we are. We will shine together. We will rise up together. We will make a difference together, but it requires all of us working hand in hand. It requires all of us being here together. See, I didn't make that parade happen. That was God working through many of us. There was Kevin and Gustavo. Thank you so much for the work y'all did. Thank you so much for organizing. But it wasn't just Rev Skip. It was all of us together. I love this next quote from this book, and let me read this to you here. In Denali National Park in Alaska, the permafrost must be, just below the surface is a delicate fabric that holds the earth together. When trampled, the fabric that holds things together is broken. Therefore, in Denali, the hikers are asked not to walk in the same place twice, not to form or follow a path. Instead of one following another, hikers are asked to walk side by side. In this way, without design and intention, the network of original steps is formed to keep things together, rather than a singular groove that deepens into the roots that will split things apart. In just this way, the life of community depends on how we care for the ground we stand on and how we step lightly, walking side by side. This is what we're here to do, to walk lightly in love. See, when you're taking sides that you have to be right or you have to be on this side or this side is right, we walk hard on the ground and we're splitting the fabric that holds us together. So we're here to walk side by side. I'm going to leave you with 3 things today, and here are the 3 big secrets, which aren't really a secret. Number 1, we're here to love big, attract big, and let God do the work. These points came to me through my practitioner, Reverend Kathy Ann Lewis, and I see her on a regular basis. If you don't have a practitioner, you got to get a practitioner. And ministers have practitioners. Dr. Chris has a practitioner. And so I was telling her I was going through something last week, and she said, well, here's what you're here to do as a minister. You're here to love big. You're here to attract big, and you're here to let God do the work to be successful as you. And I went, wait a minute, this is part of the lesson I must learn so I can teach. When we love big, everyone, we love deep. We love from the deepest part of our soul, the place that we can't see. And we love from that place, and we keep loving, we keep loving, we keep loving, because love is our natural state of being. We must love those that don't love us. See, it's easy to love people that love you back. I love you, Rev Skip. Yay, I love you too. But what about the people who don't love Rev Skip? What about the people who are sending those darts after you? Can you love in the midst of the darts? That's what Jesus the Christ said. We're going to love you to the point of death, and then 3 days later, I'm going to rise up and love again. Wow, think about that. Think about that lesson. We must learn to love life, because I know people walk around going, life is a blah, 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 blah. I know other people that say life is good. Why is life good? Because life is God and God is good, therefore life is good. Even when the tears are running down your face, even when you're feeling trampled on, even when you're feeling like your life is falling apart, it's really not falling apart. You're just making a breakthrough here. Even in the middle of your breakthrough, we get to say life is good. We get to look at love and not poo-poo it and not throw darts at it, because love is love. And when you see an expression of love, we should be applauding it. We should be applauding our kids when they're coming out that door and they're coming in here, because that's love. We must love love. You know, I remember very recent, on Valentine's Day, I used to call it Singles Awareness Day. I used to be all up, bitter table for one, that was me. And I learned that if I wanted to be in love, I must applaud love no matter where I see it. If I see someone hugging or someone kissing, going, yes, thank you, God. We must love love. Love is our natural state. Attract big. We are magnets, and the universe wants to give us the goodness of what it is. We are magnets, so why not attract the good? We are responsible for what we bring into our life, and nothing comes into your life uninvited, consciously or unconsciously. We must attract the life that we want to live, because the power is in us. We have that power, so we must attract the right mate. We must attract the right situation, the right job. We must attract the right place that we can share our gifts. We must attract that in our life. I remember Dr. Chris used to say to me, Skip, you need to understand you attracted this, brother. You're here for your by right order. You're here because of your consciousness. And I want to say this. I'm going to toot my own horn for attracting something big. This is my first pulpit. Look where I landed, the best CSL on the planet. I landed here. That's what attraction is. So we are here to attract big. I'm looking to build our ministerial staff here. I'm attracting the right people that fits in this space. I'm attracting big, y'all. Will you attract with me? Yes? Last but not least, I got to get out of the way and let God do the work. Because little Skip, I've talked about little Skip, that's the ego. Little Skip goes, oh, look at what you're doing. And look what you're doing. And look what you can't do. And you're not going to be able to do this, but look at what you're doing. That's how little Skip talks. I got to let little Skip get out of the way and let God show up as me. And when we allow God to be successful as us, everything is in divine order, so everything is going to work out. Maybe not in the time that you want it to work out, but it's going to work out in God's timing. We have to allow God to show us how to love. Some of us are looking, I don't know how to get to that place, Rev, to love. Let God show you. Let the Spirit of the divine that lives within you show you how to show up in love. How do we move from that place of resentment to love? The only thing that heals, that Juan Carlos is talking about, the healing, is the realization of love. That is what we're here to do. Let God lead the way, y'all. As I'm in this pulpit ministry, as your senior minister, I am letting God lead the way. And know that everything I do, you might like some of them, you might not. But to know that I have a connection within me that has been guiding me since the beginning. Trust that I'm trusting God. Remember, you say this when we were in practitioner training. Our practitioner teacher used to say, Reverend Max says, you might not know, but you know the knower who knows. So we lean into the knower that knows. You might not know the next step, but lean into God because God does. And so begins the lesson. Amen. Yes. I know there are some first-timers here, and thank you so much for being here today. And if this is a message that touched your heart today, and if you've been inspired, this is the time that we can bring our energy, our time, our tithes to help our community to continue to grow in love. I'm going to ask our ushers to come up front here, and we're going to pass the basket. But I also want to bring to light our TPL members. Our TPL members, man, y'all give on a consistent basis every month, every week. Thank you. So we know how we can conduct our business. So if you're looking and you're saying, well, maybe I want to be a TPL member, or I want to up my TPL member because we're in a new phase, this is the time to do it. You'll find out more information out front. I also want to tell you, if you're online, thank you for being online. You are part of our community. You can actually go to our website, cslftl.org, and hit the give button. And you can donate there, or just go to your app. And our app is rocking, y'all. There's a place right there that says give, so you can give there as well. So let's go within. How grateful I am to take a moment to stop, to breathe, and to be grateful. To be grateful for all the things that are coming through, to be grateful for all the fathers, to be grateful for the Juneteenth celebrations, to be grateful for the pride that is culminating right here in this space. I'm so grateful for all the gifts that are coming through, and I see all needs are met. I see all of the ministries and everything that's formulating where we're going. God is supplying all that we need, and I give thanks for this. And so it is. Amen. Amen. So ushers, go out and multiply.
For all my blessings, God gives me everything.
God gives me everything I need.
Oh, yeah. What a great reminder. God gives us everything we need. And how do we know that? How do we know that God gives us everything we need? It's our conscious connection with Spirit, with the divine, with love, with abundance. That requires a spiritual practice known as meditation. When I began this journey, I realized that there was something that was within me that was stirring up. There was a vision that I did not know yet. And meditation allowed me to find the place of self-love. It also allowed me to see the vision of where I want to serve and how I want to be a beneficial presence upon this planet. So this is the time that we get to go within. We get to honor the stillness, the quietude, and we get to listen. We get to listen from an inner ear. And sometimes it's hard to shut out the noise because the noise can be very loud, as Mark Nepo talks about. And as we learn to shut out the noise, we can hear that still small voice that is always speaking to us within. So as we go within today, I invite you to bring to your heart your father or someone who has been a father to you in some way. Maybe there's a teacher, maybe there's an older brother, maybe there's a neighbor. Maybe it's your mother. Bring into your heart and your consciousness, and I just want you to feel the love. We can bring something or someone into our mind and we can activate. I commonly call that my God bumps. I feel the little goosies going down my arm, and I'm going, that's God speaking, so that's why I call it the God bumps. So in this meditation today, I invite you to feel the love of Father. how sweet it is just to take a moment to remember. How sweet it is to take a moment just to revel in the love of a father. And sometimes I call God Mother, Father, God, or Mother, Father, Spirit. And the yang or the masculine part of the divine is the protector, the provider, the comforter. We acknowledge that today. We acknowledge the love of our ancestors that have become before our time here. The fathers that were enslaved, that made it through, that protected their children. We honor our LGBT fathers that some of us found through drag queens, through people we chose to call family. Oh, so many different ways the Father comes through. And there is a mother there too. We honor, we bless, we give thanks. And collectively in the room, let's own together. Let's inhale. And so it is.
Once again, happy Juneteenth. In celebration of our Juneteenth holiday, I asked Maylene to do a very special song. It's called Stand Up. Can y'all say that with us?
Let's get that going. I've been walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulder, a bullet in my tongue. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, what I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gotta keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones. to salvation. And I'll fight with the strength that I got until I die. That's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to where I gotta keep on keeping on.
And I know what's around the bend might be hard to face 'cause I'm alone. And I just might fail, but Lord knows I try. Sure as stars fill up the sky. Stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river.
Can you hear
Freedom calling,
calling me to
answer. Gonna keep on keeping on. I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me.
Together we are going to a brand new home.
To a brand new home.
Across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gotta keep on keeping on.
I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me.
Together we are going to a brand new home.
Brand new home.
Across the river. Freedom calling, calling me to answer. Gotta keep on keeping on. I can feel it in our bones. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you.
Wow. You know that song is about Harriet Tubman. It comes from Harriet movie. And if you have not seen Harriet movie, the movie Harriet, that is your growth work for this week. See it. See it. Be inspired. Be inspired. Harriet Tubman, man, she never lost any of the enslaved people that she was freeing, not one. And she would always pray, and God would lead her where she needed to go for safety. If that's not a message for us today, let God lead the way, y'all. Thank you, music. Thank you, music ministry. I'm honored. I'm honored. And if you're looking for the way, we have a team of practitioners here that can help you, that can pray for you, that can hold you. Any of the practitioners in the house licensed, please stand up. I honor my practitioners. Thank you, Reverend Hobbit. Thank you, staff and ministers. Thank you so much. One thing I was told when I started with a practitioner, I was like, I can't love myself. I don't know how to love myself. And I was told, well, let me love you until you can love yourself. And that's what a practitioner does. And then we also pray, and we'll have prayer in the sanctuary at the end of service. But if you need a prayer at any time, you can hit the app and hit the prayer line, get your prayer there. Or you can call our prayer line, which is 954-990-5625, and you can hear a prayer. We also have a youth department. Our youth department is just amazing. They are thriving. They're learning the same things we're learning here. So at home, if you're thinking it's time for you to come back in community, please do, and bring your kids, because we have a youth department that is magnificent. Now, they're doing something really special for Pride. It's Sacred Service Saturday, and at the Equality Center in Wilton Manors on Saturday, June 25th, this Saturday is coming up from 1 to 3. They're going to be doing arts and craft to celebrate Pride, so you can bring your kids to that. I'm very excited to announce on July 6th, that's a Wednesday morning, we're starting our flow yoga practice here. And I'm going to be teaching. I know everyone's going, oh, yeah. Y'all been asking for yoga. So we're going to start doing yoga on a Wednesday morning. It's quite early. I know, but it's not that early. So 7:15, we're doing meditation. And at 7:30 to 8:30, we'll be doing gentle flow yoga. And it's also going to also be available to be streamed through Zoom, and that's the word I'm looking for, to be streamed on Zoom. We're asking for a suggested donation of $10, and everything goes to CSL. None of it goes to me. Everything goes to CSL. And if you do not have the $10, we want you to come anyway. And we want you to bring friends. So there will be a registration set up this week. But for more information, you can see Maya that will be at the table there. We're just taking names of people who are interested in doing flow yoga with us on a Wednesday morning coming in July. So I have 2 announcements that I'm not going to do, but I'm going to bring my friends to come up to talk to you about a workshop that's happening and a new class that's happening for our summer series. So Reverend Tina and JC, please come on up.
Good morning. I love how everything's connected and everything's all lines up. So we have a workshop coming up next Sunday, June 26th, right after service for 2 hours. It's Divine Relationship. And, you know, who here wants to improve their relationships? You know? Who continues to find themselves in kind of the same experience in a relationship, whether it be your coworkers or your family? We're having the same conversations, maybe the same arguments, right? So we're as we improve our relationships, we improve our life, right? And the number one relationship we get to improve, of course, is with ourselves. And so we just invite you to come out so we get to explore relationships together and how we can heal and grow from the relationships that have come into our life for a purpose and on purpose.
And starting on July 6th, we have a new class. We have prayer as a way of life coming up, and we'll both be teaching that together. It'll be the 4 Wednesdays of July. It's in the evening, 7 to 9, and you can either come in person, take the class, or if you prefer, you can join us in Zoom. If you need more information, you can get more information in the lobby. I think you can sign up at reception, or you can go to the website and sign up, or maybe even through the link on Facebook. But in that class, we'll be teaching affirmative prayer or spiritual mind treatment. And earlier I was talking about healing. Well, spiritual mind treatment is the primary modality that has really birthed new thought. It is the main thing that we do in these New Thought communities. Spiritual mind treatments, where we attune our thoughts, our vibration, our frequency to the truth of spirit, the truth of God, and ultimately the truth of who we are. It allows us to come into alignment, like I was talking about healing. That's why spiritual mind treatment is the primary modality of healing, because it brings us into alignment with who and what we really are. So come and join us, and we'll learn how to pray effectively together, okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Rev Tina. Thank you, Juan Carlos. Thank you very much. Looking forward to that. So this is for our online community. Next week, we're going to start something very special. It's called the After Party. And that's where you will get a code online where you can actually get a link to go onto Zoom and hang out with myself, and several of our practitioners and staff ministers will be doing that. That's going to happen every month, the last Sunday of each month. It's just a wrap up of the month, and it's a way that our online community can stay connected with us. So the first one's going to be next week, right after service. Please look for the code. We'll be dropping it in there where you can be a part of us in a community. It's called the After Party, and we'll see where it goes. So I'm excited for that. I'm also very excited and yet very kind of bittersweet. We are celebrating Dr. Chris's retirement. I know. It's kind of bittersweet, but I'm grateful that Dr. Chris is moving on to where he wants to be, but he's staying on as our Director of Education for our new university, so I think that's pretty amazing. And Dr. Chris will continue to be my mentor, and we will meet on a weekly basis. So it's going to be Friday, the 26th of August, from 7 to 9. You can get your tickets right now, online, sign up, and all the proceeds will actually go to the Dr. Chris Michaels Scholarship Fund for ministerial people who are going through their ministerial studies. So I think that's absolutely amazing. So please join us for this divine celebration. Also, fathers, we have something for you. And all the people that are saying, I'm a father, I'm a father. Well, guess what? We got a present for you. As we walk out the door, we have some chocolates. No, why did the mamas get roses and the fathers got chocolates? Come on now. But we got some chocolates going on. So happy Father's Day, everyone. Hey, let's stand up. You have an affirmation. I want us to read this affirmation standing. Let's get up. Let's put some energy into this affirmation. All right, let's do it. Let's do this together. The breath of Spirit is breathing me, and I am breathing the breath of Spirit. Don't you know that? So let's remember this. Together, there's only one life. There's only one power. There's only one presence, and that is the presence of love. Oh, today we get to celebrate, we get to dance, we get to join hand in hand together and just love each other, because this is how we are. This is what we do here at CSL, and what we learn, we get to take it out into the universe, out into the world, and we change the world one smile at a time, one kind word at a time, one loving practice at a time. This is what I know, and I'm so grateful for this community. We are blessed, and we are a blessing. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, online community. We'll see you next week, same time, 10:30. And everyone, let's stay standing for our final song.
Let's all sing This Is My Wish. This is my wish for the world. Peace will find its way to every boy and girl. This is the time for harmony. Let love be the song that everybody sings. Fill the air with joyful noise. Ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be peace on earth. Peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine. Shine, shine, shine. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth. Happy Sunday, happy Father's Day, happy Juneteenth, and happy
Thanks for taking part in today's live stream on Facebook. Your participation means so much to us. Remember, there are several ways to give. Click the donate button here on Facebook, or donate on our homepage, cslftl.org. There's also a regular giving program called TPL, where you can set up a monthly contribution. You'll find the details on our website, csldoes.org. CSLFTL.org. Here's a great way to stay in touch with CSL, Center for Spiritual Living. It's our brand new app available in the App Store under Center for Spiritual Living, FL, that's Florida. Please stay in touch, and thanks again for participating in our live stream. We'll see you soon.